Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Intrinsic. In this video, I would like to share you about the intrinsic and extrinsic elements from the short story with the title An Angel in Disguise. This video is created to fulfill one of the foundation of literature assignment. So, the literary work has two elements that can be analyzed, and the first element is intrinsic elements. There are 6 points of intrinsic elements. The first point is theme. An Angel in Disguise is a short story that written by Timothy C. Archer in 1851 and is literally based on the theme Love Can Win Anything in the World. It made me smile after reading the story because the story ended with a positive way and it made me feel several emotions. The second point is character and characterization. First, there was an unemployed woman. She was a drunkard and she died from excess alcohol consumption, and she had 3 children. The oldest child was John. He was a stout lad and able to earn his living with any farmer. And the middle child was Kate. She was an active girl and she was bright. And the youngest child was Maggie. She was hopelessly sick girl. The other character in the story is Jonas. He was a good farmer. He adopted the oldest child, John. And Alice. She was a good and smart person and she adopted the middle child, Kate. And Joe Thompson, the wheelwright, he had a heart and it was very tender in some places, and he liked children, and he brought little Maggie to his house because no one wanted to take her. And the last is Joe Thompson's wife, who happened to be childless. She was not a woman of silent temper nor given to self-denial for others' good, but the sweetness of Maggie's word and the fragrance of her innocence does melt all of the frosty bitterness of Mrs. Thompson's heart. And the third point is plot. The plot of the story is progressive plot. And the fourth point is background or setting. I found 5 background or setting in the story. So the first is in the village with unruly situations. We can find the setting from the sentence. The woman had been dispersed, scoffed, and angrily denounced by nearly every man, woman, and child in the village. And the second is in the bedroom with the sadly situation. We can find the bedroom setting in the sentence. She had fallen open the threshold of her own door in a drunkard. And the mood was sadly implied from the sentence that touched the spring of our common. And the third is in the miserable hovel. We can find the miserable hovel setting in the sentence. A few neighbors were at the miserable hovel. And the fourth is in the evening in a shop. We can find the evening setting and a shop setting from the sentence. He went to his shop, which stood near the house, and worked until the evening released him from labor. And the last is in the kitchen. We can find the kitchen setting from the quote. His heavy tread about the kitchen brought his wife somewhat hurriedly from the room. The next point of the intrinsic element is figure of speech. I found 4 figure of speech or figurative language from this story, and the first is personification. We can see the sentence. The sentence is using personification because when it says filled house with love, it is giving a house human-like qualities. And the second is metaphor. We can see the sentence. This sentence is not meant literally because a heart is not literally hard, but women usually have more softness about their feelings than men do. And the third is verbal. We can see the sentence. What he is trying to say is that when the child came into their house, he made it happy and cheerful, and she was the wine of life that he enjoyed and cherished every day. The last is imagery. We can see this sentence, and this quote shows imagery because they are both using senses to describe what the child looks and sounds like. And the last point of the intrinsic element is moral value. I learned a moral message from this story that everyone must be caring, kind, and helpful to one another, even if that person is poor or hopelessly deceased child. We must not just look and observe the physical situation of someone and live without even help. And the second element is extrinsic elements. There are three main things of extrinsic elements. The first is background of the author. Timothy Sir Arthur from June 6, 1889 until March 6, 1885 was a popular 19th century American author. Most famous for his temperance novel, 10 Nights in a Barroom and What I Saw There in 1854. His novel, which demonized alcohol and the evils of overconsumption, had great sway over American public and moved the temperance movement further ahead. He wrote a large number of short stories, which were printed in Candy Lady's book, the most popular antebellum-era magazine in America. His prolific stories and novels promoted the sound values, beliefs, and habits of the well-mannered middle class. Angel in Disguise is featured in the collection of 20 Great American Short Stories. The second one is community background. Community background in the story, seen from the quote, she had fallen over the threshold of her own door in a darkened fate, shows that people who were literate alcohol. And the last is outer psychology, where happy, angry, and sad. That's all for me. Thank you for watching, and I'm sorry for some mistakes. Bila itu Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.